Hi everybody, it's Jenna from Jenna's Stitches. You probably already heard the intro. I didn't actually mean to say that because I forgot I am going to film this video in different parts. But if I didn't already say that, welcome to my channel. My name is Jenna. If you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video in my channel. And if you like it, please think about liking, subscribing, and commenting. I would really appreciate it. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Actually, this will be the beginning of the video. So that was all necessary. So this is going to be a, what do I usually call these? I don't know. Show and tell for my Annie's kit that I have been working on for the past several months. We recently did the video for kit number 6, so 6 months in, and I did get kit number 7. Actually, I think I got it before I even filmed kit number 6, and I started working on it today. And with kit number 7, it does finish up the squares that go around the outside of the big square, and then you attach them all together. And I actually wanted to show the squares separately before I attach them all to the blanket and show that so far. So I'm gonna do that. And if you are familiar with this series, just gonna grab the pattern book, I just put it away. What I usually do is go through what came with the kit, what I worked on throughout the kit, and what yarn was left over. I know everybody seems pretty interested with finding out the amount of yarn I actually used in the end and what the price of the kit is compared to how much I would have paid separately. Now, I did have a comment on the last video, which I don't know if I've responded to yet. I've been really busy. We had a death in the family. I just haven't really been filming much. But somebody had asked if the pattern's available without buying the kit. And that I don't believe so, but I'm not entirely sure. I will find out though, but I don't think it is. But here is the blanket that I am working on, and I've been working on these squares for the past couple kits. I think about kit 5 through 7. I feel like it's more than that, have been these squares, and you can see that the squares for kit number 7 were these two right here. So the rest of the squares are already done. You can go to the playlist for this and look at the past videos to see those squares. And I'm just going to show the squares right now, and then once I connect them all to the blanket and have that ready to show, I will come back and go over the kit like I always do. So show you, tell you what yarn came with the kit, how much I have left, what I used, what I didn't use, and then show the blanket so far. And I'm really excited. I'm not excited to attach them all to the blanket at all. Not at all. I'm not looking forward to it, but I am excited to finally get them on the square that's already made. So this middle part right here. Ooh, that was not a good point job. This middle part right here is already done. Squares are done. They just now have to be connected. So I'm really excited, but again, I don't want to connect them. But here is the one square. And I have definitely said this every single video so far for all the squares, that these are my favorite squares, but I really think these two squares for this one were. And I think it's just due to the color combinations. I have loved every single square I've made for this like outside border of squares. If you've watched all the videos, you know I wasn't really happy with the beginning of the blanket all the way up to starting to work on these squares. But the squares were so much fun, and I think these ones are definitely my favorite. So here is this one, and I really liked the other squares. Every single square was so much fun to work on, but there's something about this honey color with this yellow, with the red, with the pink, that is just very appealing to me. I really like it. So these squares only needed 2 a piece, so there is both of those. This one looks much better than this one, but I think it's just because they're not blocked, and this one's sitting a little bit more rounded than this one is, but they're the same size. They're exactly identical. I think it's just the way it's laying from not being blocked at all. And then the second square, also very pretty, and has a little clothing thing on it, is this one here. I really just like this pink color. This is the only little pop of pink in the blanket, which is a little strange to me. Out of this whole entire blanket, there's only 4 squares altogether. that have any pink in it. Seems kind of odd to add that color in when it's going to be such a small portion of the blanket, but I think it's really pretty, and I think it goes well with all the other colors they paired it with. These were a lot of fun to make too. I think out of the two that this kit was, that didn't make any sense. The two that this kit came with, I can't think of words right now. This one was definitely more fun to make. They were both a lot of fun, but I really enjoyed doing the detail work in this one. Even though this one to me is prettier. But I like them both so much. So there are those. Again, I'm going to get them connected to the blanket, and once I'm done with that, I will go ahead and film it and go over everything for kit number 7. So I'll see you guys when I get that done. Okay, hi everybody. I know there is an intro to this video that shows some of the blanket already, but I don't really remember what I said in it, so I might have to repeat some stuff. But I know I did already show the 2 squares that came with kit number 7 of my Annie's blanket, and I know you just saw them, but it was these 2. And then what you had to do after that is connect all the squares to the middle square that was already done. So I will show you how it looks so far, and we will go over all the yarn information like I do every video. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but there is a playlist that shows the cat just knocked down my garbage can. Kits 1 through 7, or 1 through 6. This is kit number 7, so I'll add this to the playlist once it's done and uploaded. But I finally got all the squares attached. Now, as far as attaching them to the blanket, I did not follow the instructions. The instructions in this this little booklet made no sense to me, and I have not used any of the video tutorials. I've just been reading the instructions. I prefer to read patterns than watch video tutorials and everything. So it's not that I didn't know how to read it, it just really didn't make any sense. So it says, place 2 squares wrong side together using cream, starting in corner single crochet, crochet squares by pulling the yarn through the corner on both layers, chain 1, single crochet in same space, single crochet in every stitch, join all 20 squares in the big square shaped strip. Lay the strip around the main Afghan square and pin the corners, also lining up the transition between small squares and checkered board with the transition between 2 squares on a strip. Also line up the middle of the checkerboard section with the transition between 2 squares on the strip. Even reading it again, I don't really understand what they're trying to say there. So I just connected the squares together like by row and then added them to the blanket. So like here's the top. I connected, let me back up a little bit, connected the 6 squares together, and then I sewed the 4 of them onto this part of the blanket, and then I went ahead and connected these, sewed them on, connected these, sewed them on, and then connected these together and sewed them on. And one of my squares is out of order compared to what the picture looks like, because when I got to this side here, I did this side last, I had 2 of these squares left, so somewhere in here this square is wrong, but I guess it really doesn't matter too much. So let me show you how it looks. I don't even know if I can get it all in frame now. Not bad. Actually really excited about it. I don't know if you just heard me either, because I was pretty far away. I said I'm pretty excited about it. These squares really just made the whole blanket completely different. I am very happy with it now, and if you noticed as I was holding it up, the squares did weight down the center just a little bit. It still is a little bowy, I don't know the right word to use, for my liking, and definitely if I hold it up like this, you can definitely see it right in here. But when I'm holding it up by the top corners as I was standing back, it doesn't look too bad at all. And I still got more of the blanket to go, so I'm hoping once I add more sections on, it will weight this center part down even more and it won't look as bad. Because even folding it, like, you can see this center part is just so much looser than the rest of it. Like, it should be a straight line. And it is not. But it doesn't look too bad as I was holding it up. I'll clean up the mess when I'm done. She literally knocked the garbage can over and is now, like, pushing it all around the room. But kit number 7 came with 3 skeins of cream, a skein of Mediterranean, and a skein of Quart Pink. Yes. And I think I mentioned in kit 6, or it might have been in the beginning of this video, that this is the first time we used pink. I did use it. I still have quite a bit left. There was very little pink in this pattern, so there was in the center of this square and then a little bit in the outside of that square. 2 of each was all we needed the pink for, so I have quite a bit left still. As for the Mediterranean, I didn't even touch it. I still have almost a full ball left from a previous kit. And then as far as the cream goes, I have, I added 2 bags together because there's so much leftover yarn in my bag I'm carrying it all in. I had to condense it somehow. So here are 2 of the creams that came with it. Didn't even touch them. And here is the 3rd cream, and there's probably about half left. So still quite a bit of yarn not being used in the blanket. And I know I keep going back and forth on this. I say it every single video. Yes, it's nice that I'm going to have all this yarn left over. Yes, I paid for it. I personally think I paid way too much for it, and probably would never do it again with the amount of money this blanket cost in the end. While it's nice that I'm going to have all this yarn, I just think they could be a little bit more reasonable with what they're giving you compared to what you need. And I know everybody crochets differently. I don't honestly know what my tension is. I don't ever do gauge swatches or anything. And typically my items come out the size they're supposed to be. So I don't know what that says. I know some people have commented that they had tons of every color left over, but not cream. They barely had enough cream. I've had other people comment that they had not enough of anything. But I have so much yarn here. And as of right now, where'd I just put my pattern book? Apparently I threw it on the floor. The only thing that's left, I'll show you on the back, is the border. So looking at it, there is some of the Mediterranean, which is really hard to see. Some of the darker blue, I believe, is indigo. And then the color around here is maybe spice or the Rocco Rose, one of the 2. Other than that, it's just cream. So there is all this yarn left over still that, oh, that's running away, that I'm not going to have to use. And again, to me, it's just a little bit ridiculous. Like, obviously I can use it all, and I will. And I've said before, I'm probably going to, make a bunch of hats with what's ever left over, because I donate them to both the school and a local cancer hospital. So I'm not entirely worried about having all the yarn left over. I just think it's a little bit ridiculous to have the yarn left over. But it is what it is. Oh, it is up there. You can't really see it from here though. So that is kit 7. I do already have kit 8. That's what I was kind of just looking for. It's right there. I forgot I opened the package, so I was expecting to see the blue envelope, but you can kind of see the cream colored yarn sticking out right there. So I do have kit number 8, and I still am very excited to get working on it. I think this is the first time in a while that I'm actually filming, like, as soon as I'm done with this part, because I am excited to get starting on kit 8. I think because we're getting down to the end of the blanket, there's only 10 kits altogether. I'm really excited to get going on it and get it finished. So kit 8 did just get here today. No, it was yesterday. I picked it up from the post office. So I do have another month before I'll get kit 9, and then another month after that until I'll get kit 10, but I want to get kit 8 worked on so that when kit 9 gets here, I can work on that too. So that is what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I really like everybody pitching in the comments and giving me their opinions on it too. I think it's really interesting how we all feel about it, and we all kind of feel differently. I am still going to try to do a price comparison at the end. I'm still looking into seeing if you can get the patterns separately from the kit. I don't think you can, but there are so many other patterns out there that are so similar. So if we can't do that part, I'll at least try to do the yarn part, because these are not full skeins of yarn, and see what the price comparison will be. I'm not a math person at all, so I can't guarantee it's going to be good at all, but we're going to try. So I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all later. Bye.